What's up, sauces and slashettes? My name's Nightfall, and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight fan-made chapter. Today we'll be doing it for a horror story called Willow that I created, and Willow is basically like SCPs, back rooms, creepypastas, that type of horror, but specifically it's about the group of people who go and hunt those creatures and contain them. And I know I said I wouldn't do one of these without drawings, and I was trying to keep that promise, but my tablet died in the middle of drawing the survivor, and it didn't save any of it. So, yeah, I wasn't going to do it again, or try to do it again. I just took that as a sign just to get the video out before something else bad happens. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the reason why you clicked on the video, which is, fan-made chapter. New survivor, Lucas LeBlanc. Lucas LeBlanc used to be in the army until his entire squadron was wiped out by an unknown force. This forced him out of the army against his will, but also caused him to draw the attention of a group called WILLOW, a branch of a much larger organization called Brimstone. However, WILLOW specifically focused on finding anomalous entities that defied comprehension, much like the unknown force that wiped out his squadron. In fact, they believe that the entity that killed his entire team was Enigma 225, which is why Lucas LeBlanc gained their interest, as he is the only reported survivor of an Enigma 225 attack. Little did Lucas know that gaining the interest of Willow would only make his life much more difficult. Lucas LeBlanc comes with 3 teachable perks that allow him to help survivors out of very dire situations. His first teachable perk, Boots on the Ground. You've learned that sometimes the fastest approach is the most successful. At the start of the trial, break into a sprint at 150% of your normal running movement speed for 3 seconds. You become exhausted for 70, 65, and 60 seconds. Let's get this started. His second teachable perk, Never Again. You've lost your team once. You won't let it happen again. When you are within the killer's terror radius and are healing a dying survivor, press the active ability button to instantly heal the survivor by 1 health state. Survivors healed in this way are inflicted with the broken status effect for 120, 110, and 100 seconds. This perk has a cooldown of 60 seconds. On your feet, soldier! You're not dead yet. His third teachable perk, Old Habits. Despite all you've gone through, you're still you. When taking a protection hit, all survivors within 12 meters of your location have a 5% haste status effect applied to their movement speed for 10 seconds. This perk has a cooldown of 90, 75, and 60 seconds. I'm past my prime, but you got a life to live, kid. New killer, the Enigma. The Enigma is an anomalous creature with powers that defy comprehension. Specifically, this Enigma is Enigma 397. Not much is really known, despite what is written down in Agent Lucas LeBlanc's report. Enigma 397 is a biological enigma with the subclass of humanoid, reptilian, and possibly equestrian. The appearance of 397 is almost that of a centaur from Greek mythology, except instead of part horse, it is more alike to a gecko. However, given its fast trot and neigh sound, it may very well be more like a horse than it appears. Along with its fast speed, 397 has been shown to have the ability to climb and stick to walls, blend in with its surroundings, and most creepy of all, produce the sound of an old lady's voice. 397 has incredible strength, sharp teeth, and hard plating. This specimen does appear to be female, which begs the questions, where did it come from, and are there more? Killer power. Enigmatic properties. Special ability. Camouflage. When standing still, press the active ability button to turn invisible, becoming undetectable. Special attack. Ambush. While camouflaged, Press the power button to perform a lunge attack that inflicts hit survivors with a deep wound and mangled status effects. Special ability, Trot. While moving, press the power button to run at high speeds. While using Trot, any survivor you run into is knocked back, injuring them for 1 health state and inflicting them with the hindered status effect, decreasing their movement speed by 10%. 3 seconds after injuring the survivor in this way, Trot goes on cooldown. The Enigma comes with 3 teachable perks that allow it to find survivors, confuse them, and worsen status effects. Its first teachable perk, Ambush Hunter. You know exactly where to find your prey. When becoming undetectable through any means, you see the auras of all survivors for 5 seconds. This perk has a cooldown of 90, 75, and 60 seconds. It's way too quiet. Its second teachable perk, Mimicry. You've learned your prey often arrives when others are in need. When a survivor becomes injured through any means, all survivors within an 8, 12, 16-meter radius from your location hear grunts of pain instead of your terror radius. What the Okay, that's seriously not okay. Its third teachable perk, Brutal Hunter. You've learned how to make pain last. All status effects you inflict on survivors by any means have their duration increased by 1, 2, and 3 seconds. That thing hits hard, whatever it is. And that's all I have for this chapter. Again, no map, but that's because this one, like this story, they literally go multiple different locations, so there isn't really a set map to go to. I was also thinking of using Enigma 225 instead of 397, which 225 is the one from Lucas's lore. But he'd be like Wesker, Nurse, and Dredge kind of combined, and I couldn't really make him unique enough and make him different enough from those 3 killers to like actually use him for this video. And really, Enigma 397 isn't all that unique either. I mean, it's like anybody with a dash ability, you know, Hillbilly, Oni, Legion, even, and Wraith, except a weaker version of Wraith's cloaking. So it's not really that unique either, but I feel like it's different enough to where people can look at it and go, yeah, that's different enough to be a new killer. Honestly, the hardest part of this was actually coming up with perks for the Enigma. Lucas LeBlanc was easy, because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted him to be different from the other survivors I've made, so Tiffany was very much like a solo queue survivor. You know, she, all her perks don't really help out the team, but more so help out her. And then you had Damien, which is pretty much focused on my playstyle, which is remaining hidden, being very stealthy, not being found by the killer. But that's because I suck at looping. And so I not only wanted Lucas to be different from those two, but also pretty much be the exact opposite of how I play. Because, one, he's very altruistic, but his altruism is focused in very dangerous, up in the killer's face type of scenarios. And I try to, avoid the killer. And I also wanted his altruism to kind of be different because, like, it's not unhooking, it's not about healing, it's about getting the survivors out of slugging or just oppressive killers. But, like, you have Never Again to help, one, with slugging, but also just an oppressive killer. And then you also have Old Habits, which you take a protection hit, but everybody else is given a boost of speed to get away from that location and get out of that situation. So he's very much focused on getting your team out of a losing situation. And I think Lucas as a character fits that type of playstyle because he's very much a character who gets in the face of danger. He doesn't run away from it, and he definitely doesn't leave anybody behind. And I knew that I, at some point, wanted to make him a fan-made survivor, and I feel like I really nailed him and his perks, but the Enigma is kinda weird. And I admit I probably could have done something a little bit better, But this is getting long, so with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll hopefully see you all soon. Goodbye.